Hello, my name is Kimberly McGreevy, and I'm a member of the Dixon United Methodist Church. And this is the daily devotion for Tuesday, June 28th, 2022. The scripture reading that I was given is the following, from Isaiah chapter 43, verse 19. I'm about to do a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. So, with newness in mind and what our church is looking forward to now that Pastor Kathy has left us and Pastor Henry is joining us, I was asked to share a time when I had to do something new. So a few things sprang to mind, but what I decided upon was back when I was teaching science, physics at Dixon High, I was leading the Science Bowl Club. I had adopted it when I started there from a retiring teacher, and Science Bowl was just about a quiz type game that you would participate in and compete. And I did that for a while, but then the students really started to wane on their enthusiasm for this quiz type thing and decided we were going to morph our Science Bowl club into a science and engineering club, and that we would encourage hands-on problem-solving challenges that we would sponsor through the year. That quickly led to another change that was really the scary new thing for me, and that was the team decided, after some equipment was donated to us, that they wanted to start robotics. No. Was I a robotics person? No. Do I understand the physical principles? Yes. Can I program well? No. Am I all about robots? No. But that's what they wanted. So what was I going to do? We started and launched into this robot thing. And what we prepared ourselves for was a local competition. So we had to learn the rules, we had to make sure we had the right equipment and get everything that you needed to participate. I had no idea what I was doing, but the kids were confident that we could make it work. So we forged ahead. I did all the things that have nothing to do with robots. I encouraged them. I got all the forms and paperwork and registrations and permissions and arranged transportation and planned fundraising. But we together figured out who could program and who could build and how we would get this thing done. I had no idea what we were getting ourselves into, but finally we made it to the day of competition. Everything was arranged, and here we were with our bot ready to go. I am really good at worst case scenario thinking, so I was scared to death we'd walk in there and get laughed at for what we had put together, or that I would have not prepared them in some way properly. But instead, when we got there, oh my gosh, we found the most welcoming community. Doug, who was the leader of the robotics program for some time at that school, Bandon High, was so welcoming to all of us. The kids were welcomed. Even though it was a competition, there was immediately a sense of camaraderie, people sharing ideas. You were paired up in competition, and everyone treated our team, even though our bot was not even close to as amazing as many of theirs, were welcoming and encouraging. We, by these fortuitous pairings, actually made it into the afternoon rounds after the morning round robin. And I just felt so relieved and just welcomed by these people, even though we were all novices. They treated us so well, and we, as a team, held our heads high and left that day already planning for the next year. I learned some of the robot lingo, and over time I was able to do quite a bit. But that first initial trepidation of going into this new world of robots was scary. So how can I relate this to some of what we are facing in our church? We're going into a new thing with some trepidation for some of us because it's new. But I think that one thing I want to take away from my experience is that we were in it together, and we worked together, and we used each other, we used all of our talents to make everything move forward. And we have so much talent in our church community that things will not fall apart. We'll be okay. The other thing is that really the person stepping into this with the most newness, more like me stepping into the robot challenge, is Pastor Henry stepping into our new community. So I hope that we can be that welcoming community that shares our knowledge, shares what we have been, what's near and dear to our hearts, and that we go into it with something about what we have done, not what we must continue to do, and be open to what we could do. So that is my hope as we move forward.